Alright, just got this in the mail. New product from TOAKS. This is a new titanium stove from TOAKS. Apparently TOAKS manufactures stoves for all kinds of other people. And this is their first one with their name on it. All titanium. It weighs 29 grams. 3 arms that fold down. Looks like it's some kind of competition for the BRS. Like the burner head, like the small jets. They claim to be very fuel efficient, but they don't give any numbers on it. So we're going to put it through its paces. Hi, this is John from FlatCatGear. So I want to talk to you today about this new stove. This is a TOAKS Titanium backpacking stove. It's brand new. One of the things I was intrigued about is, first off, it's coming from TOAKS. TOAKS is one of the biggest names in supplying ultralight pots to the backpacking community. Been around for a long time, really made a good name for themselves. So this is pretty exciting coming from them, considering they have all this skills and processes down. We're dealing with titanium. This is like an exciting stove. So I ordered one of these, and it came in the mail the other day. We're talking about first impressions. First impressions, just from an engineering standpoint of view, very impressive. When you start unfolding the legs and moving things around, it feels robust. Looks like it's well designed. A lot of thought and care went into the design. Components are laser welded together. Again, this is part of TOAKS expertise at dealing with titanium. They have a burner head that has a lip on it, and that's supposed to help with wind protection. And they also have a burner head with a bunch of tiny bore jets in there. Now, these jets, they're really tiny, but similar to what is used on the Soto Windmaster and the Pocket Rocket Deluxe. So just the initial impressions, the stove looked like it was well made, well engineered. So we're excited to actually start testing these things. So when you fire the stove up, it looks pretty impressive. The small jets create a nice flame profile, and you can see that you're turning it up full range. It really looks like it blasts. One of the things that we noticed is the resolution of the gas control. It only took a little over 1 full revolution to go from very low to extremely high. So one of the concerns there, it's an unregulated stove, so one of the concerns there is being able to simmer. Our standard test for measuring efficiency is to boil 500 milliliters of water, and we start off at a starting temperature of 68 degrees F, 20 degrees C. We do this with all our tests. We've been doing this for years. And what you do is you just turn the flame levels, you vary the flame level to where you want it to, and you plot out a chart showing time it took to boil versus how much fuel was used. And here are the charts. And what we did on this test, we used a large pot. We used the, I don't have one here, Evernew 1.3 liter pot and the TOAKS 750. So we got a wide range. The Evernew, I think, is 150 millimeters, and the TOAKS is 95 millimeters. Now, a couple of things that show up on these curves is the classic difference between pots and mugs. And this is pretty dramatic for this particular stove. Not quite sure why that is. It's almost like this stove was really designed for larger pots than mugs. But you can see there's a separation between the two. The second thing you notice, in typically with the pots, you see a knee of the curve. What will happen is the fuel efficiency won't be too bad, but then it'll start escalating and climbing up. That's typical of what we see on stoves. On the mugs, not so much a knee of a curve, pretty straight through there. So to me, that's not a great sign. You'd like to see it, be fairly flattish, and then because an unregulated stove, as you crank it up too high, fuel consumption goes sky high, but that's not the case. So the next stage is we look at the performance in the wind tunnel, and this one was quite surprising. We could get boils in a mug up to about 2 miles an hour, and after that, you just couldn't get a boil going. This is on par with the BRS 3000, but the BRS has a gap burner head to the bottom of the pot about 0.9 inches. This TOAKS Titanium stove has a gap of 0.56. But you can take a look. Here's a couple of still pictures looking at 2, 4, and 8 mile an hour, and you can see the flame profile just gets swept away by the wind. And that was a little surprising, because one of the claims that they made was good wind robustness, and that's not evident in this data. Now, what we did was we rigged up a windscreen for this system. It's not perfect, but we could make it work.